Jeannie. Hi, Priscilla.
So just one of you?
Okay. Jason's going to have to receive an award for him. For that.
Hey, Wanda.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Yep. So if worst comes to worst, I will give you an award.
My great grandfather came to the car, 1860, and so we've been here for.
Because he said, you did it. You made it. I mean, he was, you know, my son played a lot of sports.
Oh yeah, they wrote back and forth. See, that's why he wrote a stack. I have an even bigger stack of letters, and that's why I know Uncle Tom. And so he said, make sure he's not in diapers when I get back, or is he learning his ABCs? Oh. And then the second is Uncle Dennis, right? And she'd say something like, how does Uncle Dennis nose look? Does he look like me or something? So it's kind of, he has a little stack of letters.
Oh, that is. You made a little. I think you made that.
No, I did.
I have no clue.
Oh, you have no clue.
Let's see.
She said some people had ordered.
It's by branch first, so it's Army, Air Force.
Oh.
Army first.
So if you look
Oh,
for
here's the airport. Okay,
and
good.
it's by first name. This is here. Marines is there. I know, I can't find it.
WWII is so far. Yes. Well, I've seen you on the FBI work one of them. Yeah. With the mask. Yeah.
Okay.
Tom, T-O-N-N-Y.
No, that last
Nobody.
Sue, sorry.
Chinese American Citizens Alliance Sacramento Lodge's President Ken Ming-Soo.
Good morning. My name is Ken Ming-Soo, President of Chinese American Citizens Alliance Sacramento Lodge. I'm so pleased to see all of you here today for this highly anticipated event. We have waited so long for this event, and it's finally happening. And we are very honored that CACA Sacramento Lodge can be a part of this event. I would like to welcome all of the World War II veterans, widows, and receiving family to this Congressional Gold Medal ceremony. I would now like to welcome Melanie Chen, National CACA President.
Thank you, Ken. As the National President of the Chinese American Citizen Alliance, it is really my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you here to Sacramento for the Congressional Gold Medal ceremony to honor the Chinese American veterans of World War II. CACA, or the Alliance, was actually formed in 1895 by a group of young Chinese American men who were dedicated to the fundamentals and ideals that equal rights and privileges for all Chinese Americans, just like any other American here in the U.S. Throughout the history of the Alliance, support of our veterans has always been a place of greatest importance in our organization. And it has always been, in fact, if you look at our purpose and objectives, we actually state that we will practice and defend American citizenship and American patriotism. The medal that you will be receiving today is a symbol of all the sacrifices and heroism of the veterans who served during World War II. When you go home today, after you receive the medal, I wanted to encourage everybody to display the medal with pride. And I ask that each of you talk to your families, the veterans, the uncles, the grandfathers, to hear their stories and to make sure that their legacy is not lost or forgotten. Listen and share and listen to their stories in their own words, because in their voices you will see the events as they experienced it. And when you have those stories, share them with your family, your friends, and your communities, so that everybody will know of the contributions of the Chinese Americans towards the fabric of the United States. So we are now privileged to have the opportunity to honor and pay tribute to those who served during World War II. And I want to congratulate to all the veterans and the families. And I thank you for being here as part of this very historic moment to recognize the sacrifices and braveries of the veterans who served in World War II. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. I would like to introduce our Master of Ceremony, retired news reporter, KT XL Fox 40, Lonnie Wong.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. How's everybody this morning? Good. Sun's out, and we can't ask for anything more than that. This event sort of strikes close to home because I was telling some other folks earlier, my grandfather served in the Army Air Corps, and my dad served in the Navy, so that gives you an idea of a wide disparity range of people that were actually serving during World War II. Neither of them were American citizens at the time, and I'm sure it's the same with a lot of folks, that they would serve their country, their adopted country, even before they became citizens later on. So very gratified to have this ceremony to honor those who served. I want to ask, has the captain of the guard arrived? Thank you. Remain standing, and we'll have the national anthem sung by CACA board member Mace.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly
standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order on! Right feet. Forward, arm.
Well, first of all, it is an honor and a privilege to participate in this wonderful occasion put out by the CA at this Congressional Gold Medal ceremony. My father was a World War veteran. My father-in-law, who's going to be 100 years this week, also served in World War II, and he's not able to be here today, but will be honored along with all the others. Let's join together as we pray. The Bible says, "For this reason we bow before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth is named, that according to the riches of his glory, he may grant us to be strengthened with power through his Spirit in our inner being, so that Christ may dwell in our hearts through faith, that we, being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all what the breadth, the length, and the height, and the depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that we may be filled with all the fullness of God." This morning, we gladly commit this occasion that calls us together. We thank you, Lord, that we are able to make time to remember those as well as honor them who have sacrificed for this country. We thank you for the families, the relatives, and the friends that continue to cherish their loved ones, both living as well as those who have gone on. We're reminded that honor, duty, respect, sacrifice, freedom, and liberty are virtues that stem from you, our Creator and our God. And those virtues reflect who you are and what you do. They are also reflected in the people we wish to acknowledge this morning. As the Bible says, people who are in authority are people who are under authority. And our World War II veterans have a deep understanding of this truth. In this award ceremony, we give respect to those whose respect is due. We give honor to those who are honor is due. And we are grateful for the greatest generation of this past century who served this nation, and to have this moment in history to do this collectively in the greater Sacramento and Northern California era. Now to him who is able to do far more abundantly than that which we can ask or think, according to the power at work within and among us, to him be glory in his church and in Jesus Christ through all generations, forever and ever. Amen. Please be seated.
At this time, we'd like to welcome sort of an informal host of the event. This is we are sitting in City Councilmember Rick Jennings' district, and he's with us today to offer some words.
You're doing a great job. Give him a round of applause, if you will. Anytime you have an event with Lonnie Wong, you have an event that is special. So I just want to acknowledge him for all the great work he's done as well. So I want to thank you for being in District 7. I am the council member and have been for the last 7 years. Many of you I know from the soccer fields of Greenhaven Pocket. Many of you I know as my role as a council member, a father, a husband, a community resident here in the city of Sacramento. So we want to thank you for being here in District 7. And please know you're always welcome to come spend your dollars right here in District 7. I also want to thank the Chinese American Citizens Alliance for having me here today and for having this incredible event. The room is packed. And so when you sit here and you look at this kind of crowd, come to this kind of tribute, we know that we are doing the right thing at the right time. I also want to give a special thanks to Corky Mao, who made me aware of this event today and made sure I got here and that I made a contribution. So let Corky know she did the right thing. Give her a round of applause as well. We are grateful for the work of the Chinese American World War II Recognition Project and what they have done to secure a long overdue congressional gold medal, especially for our heroes. We appreciate their work, we thank their dedication, and we are here today acknowledging those who should have been recognized many years ago. To the 3 World War II veterans and the 8 World War II widows here in attendance today, we thank you for your service, we thank you for your sacrifice, we thank you for your heroism, we thank you for the legacy that you're leaving behind, we thank you for all that you've done, and for far too long, you went unrecognized, underappreciated, and we're thrilled to finally make sure that we honor you the way you should be honored. I have a special recognition on top of the gold medal, and I know I only have 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna close this out. I have always wanted a gold medal. I'm serious. This is from my days in middle school and high school, and when I first saw the Olympics, I have always wanted a gold medal. So now I can say I took a picture with a gold medalist, right? And so I'm honored that you'll get your gold medal, and I want to say what was said before. Make sure you wear it with pride, and you share it with everybody, and let them know what this gold medal means. I want to take this final time to say congratulations for receiving this medal. It is well earned, and I am proud to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rick Jennings, for being at the ceremony and gracing us with your presence and for those kind words. At this time, we'd like to have Major General Stephen Tom, U.S. Army retired, to come up to present some medals that are a little bit out of order. I'll explain why. Due to the unfortunate passing of one of Sacramento's leading citizens, Herbert Yee, he's a community supporter and CACA senior advisor, we'd like to accommodate the family's request to present these congressional gold medals.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, I wish to present this medal to Albert Lee, veteran of the United States Army. Congratulations. Thank you.
And next, we would like to honor veteran Herbert Kipling Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his grandson, Dr. David Scott Lee.
On behalf of the grateful nation and from the United States Congress, please accept this Congressional Gold Medal to your grandfather, Herbert Yee. Congratulations. Thank you.
David, stick around. There's another special presentation for your late grandfather, Herbert Yee.
CACA, please accept this goodie bag for your
Thank you. Grandpa was very appreciative and very
happy to be a member of CACA and of the community, and I know we would like to have been here. So thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, David. Ed Gore, the National Director of the Chinese American World War II Veterans Project, to the stage, and he's going to talk a little bit about the project. He made a trip from Houston just the other day, and I appreciate his presence here. Ed?
Thank you, Lonnie, very much for being here. It's a tough job you always had doing this. First, I wanted to tell you what a great day it is to be here in Sacramento. You husbands will thank me later because you were not doing the raking of the leaves, the mowing of the lawn, cleaning up the garage. So thank me later that you're here today for this particular event. So I also want to acknowledge Councilman Jennings. You know, it turns out he's a native Houstonian, and we actually grew up and literally born in the same ward. We were in 5th Ward. My dad had a grocery store there in Houston. And so as I'm meeting him, I just said, hey brother, we're like from the same area, I think, because you have that accent like the rest of us had who came from that neighborhood. So I want to thank him for all that he's accomplished in his life as a football player, of course, but all the things he's doing in civic service and serving this community. So thank you so much for being here and honoring us with your presence. Yes, sure. Well, Lonnie didn't give me 3 minutes because it's going to take me longer than 3 minutes to tell you everything about this project, because it's important that we know enough about the project and how this entire effort came about so that we could buy all these gold medals. So Stephen Tom will come and tell you and bust your bubble and tell you these are not all gold, by the way. So don't go around thinking that these are all gold, but he'll tell you about that a little bit later. You know, I want to just talk about some of the things that we've done on the project, how this came about, and how CACA Sacramento has been one of our newest recharge lives to actually support this effort. And thank everyone on this committee for having done all the work you've done. And so I just wanted to give a little plug and make this a little commercial too, for that matter, because they deserve your support. They've been here just a little over 2 years now. And even throughout the pandemic, they have done wonderful things in the community so far, and they'll continue to do more things. And so please support them. Support them through their monetary efforts. You know, this is the guy that's going to be plugging for everybody to support them as well as support the national effort, because all the things we've done has been with the generosity and support, not only of the Sacramento community, but so many people across the country who have seen this to be a worthwhile project. And you know, it's amazing. And I'm not going to say I'm not going to do this yet, but I have yet to send out any kind of solicitation asking you for money. Because all of you have seen this to be such a worthwhile effort that you've generously sent in money and you've asked us, what else can we do to support the project? So thank you so much, everyone, for everything you've done and given to us in this entire project. Well, as Melanie was saying, this is CACA, Chinese American Citizens Alliance. I just want to give you a couple of thoughts about what we did in the past, and she alluded to some of it in terms of our efforts to represent the Chinese American Transcontinental Railroad workers back then when they were also mistreated. So that's how CACA was born. But to fast forward to today and talk about this particular part of America's greatest generation, I want to ask you, what were you doing on December 7th, 1941? Yeah, I hope most of you were not born. Well, not necessarily. Some of you are glad you were born here. But I will tell you that there are 4 gentlemen here today, and others in Sacramento not able to be here, and those across the country, who on December 7th, 1941, they were wondering what happened all of a sudden when we were invaded, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. And I can tell you, for the 4 gentlemen who are here with us today, they probably had something in their minds that had no thought about representing this country. From the country of their birth, they came here to the country of their worth, where they established themselves. They made lives for themselves after serving in the U.S. military, and serving proudly, as a matter of fact. Every single step of the way, when they were asked to do something, they stepped up and did what they had to do. We talked about people who are heroes, but everyone who has a job, even the person who has a job today doing something, has contributed to the effort And that's all we asked for. We said, you deserve this Congressional Gold Medal because when they asked you to serve, you stepped up and served the country. 40% of you were not even citizens, yet you thought this was a country worth fighting for. And to a person that's given me an email or written me something or texted me, that veteran has always said to me about this country, this is the best place to be. And if you agree with that, you need to give yourself an applause right now. Okay, not everybody's applauding. What in the world are you doing here? I'd like to hear a bigger applause for all of you who are here, and you want to be here, and you deserve to be here. I want to say to these 4 veterans, and those of you who are representing families of deceased veterans, I also am humbled to be here with you. Because today is your special day, a day that you cannot forget, because very rarely are we ever going to have the United States Congress say to you, thank you, Chinese American World War II veterans. We're honored that you served our country and answered the call. I really appreciate those families who have waited this long. In the interest of a conflict, not conflict, but in the interest of a disclosure here, I got to tell you, my father was a World War II veteran, and so was my father-in-law. But neither one of them would have said to me that you shouldn't do this for us. And I said, no, Dads, I didn't do it for you. They might be disappointed to hear me say that, but they understand the reason why I'm doing these things, because one of the reasons we did was because when we started the project 4 years ago, the reason was because when I looked across the many lodges across CACA, one of the things I noticed was that many of the most faithful dues-paying members, and believe me, dues-paying members are important to your organization. If they're not paying dues, the organization is doing nothing. But I said, what are we doing for these Chinese American World War II veterans? That was the one common thing I noticed about them. They were World War II veterans. So I thought, what is the benefit that we could do to at least recognize and honor them for 30 and 40 years of dues paying? That's tough to do, to keep sending in your dues. So what are you getting for it? And I question that all the time about any organization I belong to. I'm sending in dues every year. And I said to them, we need to do something about them. So I was encouraged by not only the NICE, but the Filipino committees that also worked in the similar projects. And they took 9 years and I think about 4 years to have their bills passed. Let me tell you about how this bill turned out. In January 2017, we formed our committees, got going to CACA, got everyone to buy into this and said, okay, we're going to support this project. In May of 2017, 2 bills were introduced in the House of Congress, and Houses of Congress, Senate Bill 1050 and HR 2358 in the House of Representatives. Now, does anyone know how many votes it takes to pass these types of bills, these 2 bills? Anybody have an idea? How many do you think? Half. Half are needed to pass in this Congress. Oh, you guys are pretty well up on your. How about 3/4? How many think 3/4 of each house is required? Are you waiting for me to say 2/3? How many think 2/3 is the right number? Okay, put your hands up. Now 2/3. So 2/3. Where are my Asian math geniuses here? How many in the Senate? 100. 2/3 of 100 is how many? 67. What? Somebody said 25? What? I need to check your birth record. And 2/3 of the House would be 435 in the House would be what? Quick? 290. Okay, I better take yes, or somebody's clicking around in their head. 290. After the first year, in 2017, we were about halfway through the Senate. We had about 35 votes, co-sponsors, if you will. And in the House, it was much more difficult. Can you imagine 290? Now, I want to tell you how hard it is to get 290 House reps to vote for this bill. How many of you know a Chinese person who lives in Idaho? How about Montana? South Dakota? North Dakota? Louisiana? Texas? No, not Texas. So you can imagine having to contact the people, the House reps in those states where there are very, very, very few Asians to get them to vote for these things. But I want to tell you that the second year we were a little bit worried. I was just kind of saying, what needs to be done to get this thing passed? Well, this is where the military is very helpful. We were introduced to several major generals, 1 and 2 stars, of which Steve Thomas won. And eventually, we got the Navy on board. You know, say, is this a land operation or is this a sea operation? Well, I think it's a land operation, so just bring your rubber boots anyway. We'll work this out. So these guys actually helped walk the halls of Congress. And this is the secret to almost any bill that has anything to do with veterans, is that you bring in the heavy brass. You bring in these gentlemen who really are fighting for your veterans. And these are the guys that I will tell you passed this bill. CACA could not have done this without the help of these two gentlemen. And I also want to mention Major General Robert G.F. Lee and also Major General William S. Chin, Bob from Hawaii, and Bill from Boston, Massachusetts. If you ever see them, thank them. Thank them. Because without their help, we could not have passed this bill in one session of Congress. I can tell you, please. I think Councilman Jennings will tell you that any bills, doesn't matter if it's local, state, or federal government, rarely passes on one read. And literally in one read, after we got the sufficient co-sponsors, this bill was passed in one session of Congress. Almost impossible. So thank these gentlemen for their work, because here's what would happen. If that bill not passed, we would have had to wait another 2 years for this to happen. Can you imagine how many veterans would still be alive 2 years from today? Very, very few, and fewer. So thank you, gentlemen, with the military, Army, Navy. We didn't have any Marines, but we had a Coast Guard and a Merchant Marine guy help us out. But thank you, gentlemen, for doing that part of it. And you represent them today.
Next, I'd like to introduce you to two men who were most instrumental in the passage of the Chinese American World War II Veterans Congressional Medal. Without their help, and without all of their expertise in working on this project, this bill would never have passed. First, Major General William S. Chin, the first Chinese American two-star general that has been so instrumental in making us accountable, seeing that this bill was passed. With Bill's insistence and his dedication to the cause, it would not have been passed because he's the one that held us all accountable. Bill has a long history in his family. His father is a World War II veteran as well as being the descendants of Chinese world workers. Bill himself also has brother Bob Chin, who's also a military officer, and his niece Deborah is a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. Bill's been responsible for missile defense systems in the United States and working with the United States Army. It's a pleasure to introduce Bill Chin. After Bill, we'll be hearing from Major General Robert G.F. Lee, also Director of Homeland Security in Hawaii and also with the National Guard. Bob has had a long career in the military and brings his expertise having worked with the Nisei as well as the Filipino-American Congressional Gold Medal bill. With that, I ask these two gentlemen to talk about their experience with the Chinese American World War II Veterans Congressional Gold Medal Project.
I'd like to highlight the significance of the service and the sacrifices of our Chinese American World War II veterans as part of the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. The primary basis for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal to the Chinese American World War II veterans was their service in spite of the discriminatory aspects of the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act, not repealed until December of 1943. Of the 20,000 Chinese American veterans who served, approximately 40% were non-US citizens. They were denied citizenship, had no rights, couldn't vote, no homesteading. Yet they proudly served as Americans. We must forever remember, honor, and preserve the legacy of our Chinese American World War II veterans. They defended the freedom that we so much enjoy today. They demonstrated their skills, competencies, loyalty, and patriotism. They served with pride and proudly served as Americans. They opened up opportunities for all Chinese Americans to be a part of mainstream America post-World War II. Through their hard work and sacrifice, they enabled our follow-on generations to live the American dream. And they continued the legacy of progress of Chinese in America as initially established by Chinese railroad workers. There is much in common between Chinese railroad workers and Chinese American World War II veterans. Both groups were forgotten, ignored, and excluded. Yet both groups are unsung heroes. Finally, on May 10, 2019, at the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad, Chinese railroad workers were fully honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese railroad workers. Finally, on December 9th, 2020, some 75 years after the end of World War II, at the Speaker of the House ceremony for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal, Chinese American World War II veterans were honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. In my case, I am a descendant of a Chinese railroad worker who worked the second Transcontinental Railroad, the Southern Pacific Railroad, from California to El Paso, Texas. I am also a descendant of a Chinese American World War II veteran who was a pilot in the China Air Task Force and 14th Air Force in the China-Burma-India Theater. I'm honored to pay tribute to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Our current and future generations owe a huge debt to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Let us remember, honor, and preserve their legacy.
I want to congratulate our Chinese American World War II veterans on your award of the Congressional Gold Medal. This medal depicts that Chinese American World War II veterans served in every service, fought in all campaigns, and fought on land, sea, and air. Many of you were not American citizens, but you all served proudly as Americans. This recognition is such a rare honor because you are remarkable American patriots, because it is so well deserved, and because it finally sets things right. Stand tall, Chinese American World War II veterans. You have joined the ranks of other distinguished recipients of the highest award that Congress can bestow on behalf of the American people. You are now in the same company as George Washington, Ulysses Grant, Douglas MacArthur, Dwight Eisenhower, as well as other special units like the Navajo Code Talkers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Nisei and Filipino soldiers, all distinguished recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal. I have been involved with previous Congressional Gold Medal awards, and many worked hard to pass the law that awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to Chinese American veterans of World War II. From my view, the Chinese American Citizens Alliance made this award and recognition possible. My special thanks go to past National President Ed Gore for starting the recognition effort and guiding all the steps necessary until passage. Congratulations to all recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal.
At this point, I'd like to introduce another major player in this effort, this tremendous effort that these volunteers have put forth. That's Major General Stephen Tom, U.S. Army retired. Come to the stage.
Thank you, Lonnie. As introduced, my name is Stephen Tom. I am a retired Army Major General. And before I go any further, I'd like to have us give a round of applause to Ed Gore, who, without his drive and originality, we would never have this medal presented to us today. So let's give him a big round. Thank you, Ed. Admiral Ewan, Rear Admiral Ewan, and myself are very, very pleased and honored to be here today to present the medals to you. The Congressional Gold Medal is an incredibly important medal. It is one of the top 3 medals that the United States government can award. It is the top medal that Congress can award. The other 2 are the Medal of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So we're going to get a very, very important medal today. I want to talk to you about the medal itself. You've heard about how important it is and how hard a road it was to get it. And it was a very hard road to get. We're visiting all those offices. But the medal is one that I want to describe to you. Here it is. The Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American Veterans of World War II. It is 3 inches in diameter. It is 1/4 of an inch thick. And it weighs 6 ounces, almost half a pound. Now, to give you a perspective of what it is, how big it is compared to something else you might be familiar with, let's compare it to the Eisenhower silver dollar. The Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American Veterans of World War II is twice the diameter of the silver dollar, and it weighs 6 times the weight of the silver dollar. So it's a large and heavy medal. So when you receive it today, handle it with care and please don't let it drop on your foot. The Congressional Gold Medal is not a cookie cutter medal. It's not something you get out of a Cracker Jack box. They are all different. The Congressional Gold Medal has been awarded to other groups and other persons, such as George Washington, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Ulysses Grant, Dwight Eisenhower, the Nisei 100th Battalion, World War II veterans of World War II, and even the Filipino veterans of World War II. They are all different. They are all custom designed. And what I hope to talk to you about today is to give you a better understanding about the medal. Because how many times do you look at a medal or a painting, and you look at it and you say, what is that on there? Why is it on there? And what does it mean? I was fortunate to be on the design committee with Ed Gore to design this medal. And I wanted to let you know what we came up with after working with artists and sculptors for about 7 months in 2019. And what we're trying to achieve and display and depict on this medal. So on the medal, on the front, there appears 7 Chinese American figures, 6 men and 1 woman. What we were trying to display here was that Chinese American veterans of World War II served in every branch of the service. So what you see here is 6 men that are in their service uniforms in World War II in the Army Air Forces, in the Marines, in the Navy, in the Coast Guard, and the Merchant Marine. And the woman who is on the right portion of the medal is in her Army nurse uniform. So we want to show that they served in every branch of the service. On the reverse side of the coin, the medal, we wanted to show that Chinese American veterans of World War II fought in all theaters of war in the Pacific and Asia, as well as the Atlantic and Europe and North Africa. And we wanted to show that they fought everywhere, on land, on sea, and in the air. So to do that, to depict that, we wanted to select certain military equipment that these veterans used in World War II to depict that they fought on land, sea, and air. So for land, we selected the Sherman tank. Now why the Sherman tank? The Sherman tank was a tank that was introduced in World War II and was used extensively in the Pacific and the European campaigns. For the air, we selected the P-40 Warhawk fighter aircraft. And for you history buffs out there, you will know that the P-40 Warhawk was the fighter aircraft used by the famous Flying Tigers of the 14th Air Force flying out of Kunming, China against the Japanese. And on this 340 Warhawk is one of the most iconic symbols of World War II. I'm talking about the shark's mouth and the shark's teeth that were painted on the nose of each one of these P-40 aircraft of the Flying Tigers. So the design and execution of this medal was really well done. When you receive your medal today, look at the detail of the medal, and especially on this P-40 Warhawk, to see the shark's mouth and the shark's teeth that the sculptor put on there. So for the sea, we selected the United States battleship Missouri. So why did we pick the Missouri? It was upon the decks of the Missouri that the Japanese surrendered to the Allies in September 1945 through General Douglas MacArthur on its decks to end World War II. So that was the significance of selecting the Missouri. So what else can I tell you about the medal? Well, it is called the Congressional Gold Medal. But, as Ed Gore asked, is it really gold? Well, last time I checked, gold is $1,500 an ounce. If these are 6 ounces, that's a lot of money here and on that table. Well, the answer is yes and no. There is one, count it, one medal that is struck and minted in gold. And it is designed to be entrusted to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. for Washington, D.C.'s Smithsonian Institute to make a display of it, an appropriate display of it, and to show it to the public in one of its museums. So in the future, if you're in Washington, D.C., go to the Smithsonian Museum, probably the American History Museum, and see it on display. But it took 10 years before the Japanese veterans of World War II medal got on display, so it might take a little longer for ours to get up there. So people also ask me, also, the medal you get today is not gold, but what is it made of? It is made of solid bronze, and I think you'll be very, very happy with it. So what else can I tell you about the medal? Well, where's it made? Where do you think it's made? Is it made in Lee's engraving shop in Seoul, Korea? No. Or Wong's coin shop in Shanghai, China? No. No. Well, that's the right answer, no. The answer is that the Congressional Gold Medal for the Chinese American veterans of World War II is minted by the United States Mint. Made here in the USA. These are the same people that have brought you your nickels and your dimes and your quarters. So wear it proudly. I will close here by saying I hope that my little discussion about the medal has brought you a better appreciation of the medal and a better understanding of the medal. So thank you for listening to me, and congratulations to the Chinese American veterans of World War II.
Thank you, Major General Tom. And now we begin our presentation of the Congressional Gold Medals. I'd like now to call up Rear Admiral Jonathan Yun, U.S. Navy retired, to help with the presentations.
So, attention to order. In accordance with Public Law 115-337, the Chinese American Veterans of World War II Congressional Gold Medal Act of 2018. The following individuals are awarded the Congressional Gold Medal for their patriotism, sacrifice, and courage in defense of the United States from December 7, 1941 to December 31st, 1946. Thank you.
Ian Ching, U.S. Army Air Corps.
Next we have Sue C. Lee, U.S. Army.
Next, we have Sidney Anthony Atai, U.S. Army. His son, Stanley Atai, will be accepting the award. Next, we have Henry Lauren Au, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Alan Au.
Next we have Pat Chen, U.S. Army, and accepting the award is his son, Arthur Chen. Next is Warren Chang, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Edmund Chang.
Next, we have Legal S. Chen, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Linda Yip. Next, we have Dai K. Chang, also known as Raymond Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Dorothy Lowe.
Next we have Diming Lum Chiu, U.S. Army Air Corps and Air Force. His grandson, Grant Chiu, is accepting that award.
Next is George Y. Chin, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Karen Chin. Chin, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Philip Chin. Next is Loy Sing Chin, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Alice Lee. Next we have Holland Dutch Chin, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Julie Chin.
Next we have Edmund Chong, U.S. Army Air Force, and accepting the award is his son, Curtis Chong. Ho Chiu, the U.S. Merchant Marines. His son, Richard Chiu, is accepting the award. Next we have Paul Po Deer, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Peggy P. Ong.
Next we have David R. Dong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Dennis Dong. Henry Dong, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Jeanette Chan.
Paul Dong, U.S. Army. He has already received the award and is being represented, his son, Mike Dong. Next we have Albert Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Douglas Fong.
Next we have Yulin Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Roland Fong.
Fong, U.S. Army, and accepting this award is his son, Billy Fong. Carl L. Fong, U.S. Army Air Force, and accepting the award is his grandson, Matthew Brendan Fong.
Next we have Fong Ki Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son-in-law, Dixon Lee. Ging Sen Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Edward Fong. Next we have Gong Ot Fong, U.S. Army. His daughter, Nancy Marr, will be accepting the award.
Next we have Lei Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Mabel Fong Ji.
Next we have Paul Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Paul Fong Jr.
Next we have Sam Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Mary Chin.
Next, we have Sek Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his granddaughter, Jiri Kekwan.
Next, we have Y.F. Fong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Linda Pong. Wing Hee Fong, U.S. Army. And accepting this award is his son, Arnold Fong. H. Fong, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Alex Fong.
Next is Ham En Fu, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Kim Rabo.
Next we have Jack Ewan G, U.S. Army. And accepting the award is his son, King G. Next we have Wing S.G., U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Harry G. George Gong, U.S. Army, and accepting the award is his grandson, Miko Carranza.
Next we have Wilson Hugh, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Teresa Hugh Bautista.
Next we have Edwin Jang, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his niece, Patty Chan. Next we have Vernon Kan Sung Jim, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Arlene Jim Chang.
Joe, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Donna Jo Martin Lee. Next we have Yed Duk Jo, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Jeannie Jo Fenton. Next we have Wing Tao Tony Ju, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Glenn Ju. Next we have William Bing Jung, U.S. Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Kerry Jung. Next is James G.W. Kim, U.S. Army. His daughter, Karen Kim Hong, is accepting his award.
Next we have Edmund Joe King, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Michael King.
Accepting the award, another award for a family member, again, his daughter, Lisa Lee. Next we have Bin Lung Lee, U.S. Navy. Accepting the award is his son, Derek Lee.
Next we have Edward Lee, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Elaine Lee Long.
Next we have George C. Lee, U.S. Navy. Accepting the award is his son, Joe Lee. Next we have Horny Douglas Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Douglas Lee.
Next we have Harry H. Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Jolene Lee.
Up next is Merton Fawn Lee, U.S. Army Air Force. His daughter accepting the award is Debbie Lee.
Next we have Philip Lung Gang Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Barry Lee. Next we have Roy F. Lee, U.S. Army, and accepting the award is his son, Edmund Lee.
Next we have Yawa Lee, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Philip Lee. Next we have Chow Long Leo Leong, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Alice Leong Wong.
Lee Richard Leong, U.S. Navy. Accepting the award is his son, David Leong.
This is Daniel Mon Lu, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Dennis Lu.
Next we have Shui Louis, U.S. Army Air Force. And accepting the award is his grandson, Gregory Liu Furry.
Next we have Benjamin Wan Bing Louis, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Doreen Louis Wong. Next we have George T. Louis, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Mary Ann Louis.
Next we have Jin H. Yim, also known as Howard Louis, U.S. Army. His daughter, Easter Jang, is accepting the award. Wai Hing Louis, U.S. Army Corps and Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Du King Louis. Next, we have John K. Lowe, U.S. Army, and accepting the award is his son, Gordon Lowe.
Next is Edward K. Lowe, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Janice J. Joe. Next is Chong Lum, U.S. Army Air Corps Air Force. Accepting the award is his son, Ed Lum. Next we have William Chu Lum, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Honey Lum.
Next, we have Delbert Marr, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Tony Marr. O.U. Mark, U.S. Merchant Marines. His son, Arthur Mark, is accepting the award.
Next we have Wood Moy, U.S. Army. His daughter is accepting the award, Cynthia Atia. Next is Han S. In, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his niece, Margaret Wong.
Next, we have Y. Ock. Accepting the award is his daughter, Mei Lin Lee. Next, we have Frank S. Aoyang, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Brenda Aoyang.
Next we have Norman Lloyd Kwan, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Cheryl Kwan Duoma.
Kim Sid, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Julie Sid Kaplan. Next we have Tommy Sue, U.S. Army. His nephew, Craig Sue, is accepting the award. Stephen Dong Wong, U.S. Army. His son, Roderick Wong, is accepting the award. Next we have Hugh Y. Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting this award is his son, Edmund Wong. Next we have Edward K. Wong, U.S. Army Air Force. And accepting the award is his son, Leo Wong.
Next is Frank L. Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Judith Wong. Larry T. Wong, U.S. Army. His son, Larry Wong, will be accepted. We have Jim H. Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Edgar Chen. Next we have Ralph Wong, U.S. Army Air Corps Air Force. Accepting the award is his granddaughter, Lauren Setsko.
Next we have Roy Ju Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Quincy Wong. Next is Tai Jang Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Anita Wong.
Next we have Warren Wong, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Spencer Wong.
Next we have Lambert Wong Jang, U.S. Army. His daughter, Sharon Jang Wong, is accepting the award. Next we have Lawrence Wong Jang, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his niece, Denise Go.
Next we have Harmon Wong Wu, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Daryl Wu.
Next we have Bok Ju Yi, aka Lam Ji Tut of U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his son, Jordan Yi.
Next we have John W. Yi, U.S. Army Air Corps and Air Force. His brother James Yi is accepting his award. Next we have Samuel S. Yi, U.S. Army Air Force. Accepting the award is his daughter, Marilyn Yi.
Next we have Yang Ning Yi, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Millie Lee. Next we have Lincoln Young, U.S. Army. His daughter, Janice Young Ji, is accepting the award.
Next we have Charles Tong, also known as Charlie Yao, U.S. Army. Accepting the award is his daughter, Debbie Pong.
Hold it, hold it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, thank you.
So, Mr. Ching, how young are you?
I'm getting up there.
Well, you're still getting around, so we should all be.